So we have records in the Bible, especially in the book of Job, about a time from the foundations at the beginning of the world when the sons of God were not in rebellion, where it describes a scene like when all the morning stars shouted together for joy and all the sons of God sang together. Something like that. It's describing these morning stars singing together and these sons of God all singing together. It's describing a scene in this world before the rebellion, in which the sons of God were here doing the work. And when it's describing the morning stars, you could connect the fallen prince of this world as one of those morning stars that was singing together for joy. So long story short, there was this spiritual hierarchy of which the sons of God in the physical are connected to, even the fallen prince. As I said, if he's fallen, that means there was a time where he was not fallen. What's he doing on this world? What is this other spiritual, high spiritual being doing on this world, being called a prince? That's a clue to you. The sons of God are a clue to you. They're telling you that that's how things are done. That there is a spiritual hierarchy that each of these worlds of time and space is given at the appropriate time. And that each world is given a high order of spirit sonship known as one of these planetary princes, of which we see our planetary prince had succumbed to rebellion. So if we were to look into the book of Job, describing a time at the foundations of the world when all the morning stars were singing together and all the sons of God were singing together, this is a time before the rebellion, of which the spiritual hierarchy was intact. So this is going to relate us to the very, very ancient past, where we have legends of civilizations like Atlantis and high spirit cultures that were here supposedly doing good and then somehow came corrupt and wicked. Well, this story is connected absolutely to the sons of God of Genesis 6. So what I'm trying to say is that they were actually sent here to do a specific purpose, which was to reveal civilization of mankind. But they were supposed to do it in a tactful way. They were supposed to reveal the spiritual integrity and the slow progression of spiritual morality on this world before the material information was to be divulged. But instead, they flip-flopped it. When the rebellion happened and they lined themselves with the fallen prince, who aligned himself with Lucifer, now they begin to teach the world and keep the world in material darkness and only select a few of these selected families and these bloodlines to give the higher spiritual information to. And that would be where we see these sons of God in Genesis 6 begin to take unto themselves the daughters of men. Well, these daughters of men begin to be the sons of God connection to these 13 bloodline families that we hear so much about. And then this is how they begin now to exert their genetic influence into these surface dwellers as these controlling families on the surface, and at the same time begin to create a population here that's going to do their bidding specifically, because they see themselves as in a direct bloodline to these ancient gods that they would deem as demigods on this earth, meaning gods themselves in the flesh. That's how they see their ancestral origin. And of course we could connect that with how Hitler began to see the Aryan nation as being these literal gods in the flesh, these super beings, which was all connected to this ancient time of Atlantis, to the very same thing that I'm telling you is all connected to the sons of God of Genesis 6. So long story short, believe it or not, these beings had a mission to do to reveal civilization to the world. They were going to reveal civilization to the world in a spiritual way. Due to rebellion, they dropped that idea. And now they begin to reveal the spiritual information to the selected families, but it's corrupted spiritual information. And then they begin to teach the rest of the world, basically the masses, the only darkened material facts that they themselves control through these avenues of knowledge. So they themselves now use the knowledge of the chakras and the pineal gland to begin to create a spiritual, enlightened group of individuals in this world that are far above the thinking capacities of the normal individual. And then they deny the rest of the world the ability to understand this knowledge. I'll be back.